All right, day 22. I'm due for a good day at this point. I've had a couple of not good days, but this is the point in time where they might make it really hard, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, okay. Making seeking a surprisingly easy trail through the jungle. They're even going in the right direction according to your handheld GPS. As you walk, monkeys explain the grove structured by a force field. Path force field, you have to enter a password nation involves tracing a specific path on a strangely spaced board. So you're pretty sure what you have to do. The elephants aren't exactly fitted monkeys. Monkeys give you notes that they took when they last saw the password. For example, this. The first half of the monkey's tiles is a map of the board. It is comprised of a set of open tiles on which you can move, drawn period, and solid walls, tiles on which you cannot enter, drawn pound. The second half is description, alternating numbers and letters. A number indicates the number of tiles to move in the direction you are facing. Run into a wall, you stop moving forward. A letter indicates whether to turn 90 degrees clockwise or counterclockwise. Turning happens in place. It does not change your current tile. Path like 10, R5 means go forward. 10 tiles, turn clockwise. Degrees go forward 5 tiles. You get on the path in the leftmost open tile of the top row of tiles. Move instructions to you off the map, you're up on the other side of the board. In other words, your next tile is off the board. Should instead look, for example, if you are A and facing to the right, the tile in front of you is marked B. If you're at C and facing down, the tile in front of you is marked D. It's possible for the next tile to be a wall. This still counts as there being a wall in front of you until movement stops before you actually wrap around the other side of the board. By drawing the last facing you had with an arrow on each tile you visit, the full path taken by the above example looks like this. Finish finding the password, you need to return north to your final row and column of facing as your final position appears from the perspective of the original map. Rows start from 1 at the top and count downward. Columns start from 1 at the left and count rightward. In the above example, row 1, column 1 refers to the empty space with no tile on it in the top left corner. Facing 0 for right is 0 for right, 1 for down, 2 for left, 3 for right. Final password is a sum. In the above example, the final row. All right. This looks like it's not hard, but it's intricate. Okay, so that's shaped like this. That's shaped like this. So anyway, let's get going. Okay. Raw equals this. And so we need to do two things. From data classes, import data class. Okay, so let's do a couple things. Class grid. Let's start with the moves. Let's say from typing import literal. So I did a lot of reading about types after yesterday. So here's what I want to do is I want to say a move equals literal LR or int, okay? And parse moves s list move. Okay, so let's say moves equals this. And let's import regexes too. Import RE. Let's say pre-moves equals RE dot find all L or R or 0 to 9 plus S need to make this a string. And then moves equals move if move and LR else, yep. And then I'll just return that. And just for fun, let me day22.py parse moves 10 R5 L5 R. Okay, good. So that worked, easy enough. And now let's and now I will be happier if I do this and then just do strip, because that way I can actually look at it the right way, and say class grid I'm not going to do a data class because I don't really know how I want to string. So let's think about this. And let me do a couple things and say, let me see what these are called. Open tiles and solid walls. Open tiles equals set self dot solid walls equals set. And then what I want to do is I want to do for yes for x car self dot solid walls add, but now this is really x plus 1, y plus 1, and I don't need that. Okay. And now def parse string is a tuple of grid and list. Yeah, so let me just do this. Moves equals list move. Grid moves equals s dot split on double new line, 2 new lines. Return grid parse moves. So that seems right. And let's say grid moves equals parse raw. Okay, so let's run this again. Moves, that looks right. Grid dot open tiles, starting at 1 1, but that's not right. Solid walls 3 7. Row column. Row 1, column 1 represents empty space in the top left corner. So why is that? So let me change this and say self.nr lines equals s dot split lines, and r equals len lines, and c equals max len line for line and lines. Okay. And now let me do for row column in range NR. Actually, this one's okay. For R line in numerate lines. For C, actually this should have worked. Why did this not work? And let me call this row. I'm going to call this row and call, just this will make my easier. Row plus 1, call plus, just so that I'll keep track. X and Y are confusing. I would rather call things row and call. Okay. No, I don't want sode wall, I want open tiles. So again, it's doing 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, and 1, 9. See, that doesn't make any sense to me. So somewhere, print row, print line, okay. Because, okay, this is my own fault. This is my own fault. Okay, I screwed this up. So here's what happened. I want to do this, and now what I want to do is I want to strip new lines. I've made this exact mistake before because I'm dumb, and now it looks better. Grid.open tiles, and now it's row 1, column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, good. And then the question is that going to be the right format that I want? I think it probably should. Let's just say self.nr equals self.nr equals max row for row and self.open tiles, or self.solid walls. Self.nc equals, right? Okay. And now let me do one thing, which is and is it monkeys following the path? Who follows the path? Path you must follow. You know what? I'll just call this state. And I'll say row is an int, call is an int, direction, literal, I don't want this to be state, I want it to be a name tuple. and rotate self, move, state. Okay, and say directions. Let's say directions equals up. I'll go clockwise, right, down, left. Clockwise. Seriously. Let's say I equals directions, index, self directions. I equals, so left, yes. Yep. Turn self dot replace direction equals new direction. Okay, so I don't know if that needs to be there, but it's there. It'll make me happy. And def follow path self moves, which are moves. Okay, and so let's say state equals in the leftmost open tile in the top row of tiles. Okay, so let's say row equals 0, call equals min call for row call in self dot open tiles if row equals 1. These off by ones are going to kill me. State equals state 1 call, and then what direction am I facing? Facing to the right. Okay, so follow path. Move in moves. Match move. Case L or R. State equals state dot rotate move. That's true. Case int n. Okay. And for blank and range n. Let me go back to state. Def next self state. Up, yes. Down, yes. Left, yes. Right, yes. Okay. Okay. Well, let's do one thing. Check if we need to wrap. And let me say, self.known tiles equals, yep, okay. If row call not in self.known tiles, then wrap. Self.known tiles if R equals row. Yep. Left max. Wait, hold on. These are totally wrong. So if I'm going up, then I need to wrap the row. And let me just read these. We'll take it off the board, drop on the other side of the board. If your next cell is off the board, you should look in the direction opposite of your current facing as far as you can until you find the opposite board and then reappear there. Okay, so it's up, then I need to fix the row equals, and I'm going to come to the bottom of the board, so it's going to be max R for RC in self.known tiles if C equals call. That seems right. Case D, if I'm facing down, then I want to wrap to the minimum. Okay. Case left, then column has to be the maximum, and case R, call equals minimum. Okay. Check if we hit a wall. If row call in self.solid walls break, otherwise move ahead. Yep. So I don't know if I did this right, but we can try it. And then in the end, we want to return the final state. We want to do more than that, but we'll do that for now. Return state. Okay. And so this is, so let's run this. 6.8R. So the final row is 6, the final column is 8, and the final facing is 0. 0 for right, 1 for down, 2 for left, 3 for up. Okay, so it seems like we did this correctly. And so def password self sum of 1,000 times the row plus 4 times the column and the facing. And the facing is, this is not right. Facing is 0 for right, down, left, up. Okay. And so state equals grid qualifies the moves. Assert that state dot password equals 6032. Okay, that seems right. So now let's try with open day 22 dot text as f, raw equals f dot read, grid moves equals parse raw, state equals grid print state dot password. Okay, so let's do this. Because I never put the thing there. That could be part of the problem. Okay, let's try that again. 131052. That's the right answer. Okay. Puts forward to hear some else. It appears a strange input device, but isn't quite what the monkeys drew in their notes. So you with a large cube. Each of its 6 faces is a square of 50 by 50 tiles. To be fair, the monkey's map does have 650 by 50 regions. The smaller pieces of the cube. You still store in the same position, same piece before, but the wrapping rules are different. Now, if you would walk off the board, you'd instead proceed around the cube. From the perspective of the map, this can look a little strange. In the above example, if you're at A and move to the right, you'd arrive at B facing down. If you're at C, while still block your path. Okay. So, we need to do follow cube path. So I'll just write another function. Follow cube path. This is the same. This is the same. We just need to change the wrapping logic. Let's think. Is it still the same shape or is it not? 1, 2, 3. It's not the same shape. So the question is, do I want to do this in general or do I just want to hack it for okay, let me figure this out. Grid dot known tiles. Let's say len of grid dot known tiles 96 divided by 6 is 16. Import math dot square root of len grid minus 6. Okay, 4. So that's 4 on a side. -1. So this gives me the 6 faces. If you're at A and you move to the right, you will be at B facing down. If you're at C and move down, you would arrive at D facing up. Fold the map into a cube. Let's see, faces equals this. How would you do this in general? And so let me do a couple things. Face number. That seems fine. This autocomplete is starting to irritate me. Find side length. Okay, so n equals len of self dot known tiles. Face size equals n divided by 6. Self dot side length equals math dot square root of face size. Okay. I'm going to do part of this and then I'm going to cheat on part of it. That's okay. And self dot face corners equals V2. Just going to abbreviate this to SL so I can not type it. Rho divided by S, rho minus 1 divided by SL times SL, col minus 1 divided by SL times SL for rho col in self dot known tiles. And I want to make these a list. And now def self state should be less. This should be less. So let's run this. 153, there's an error. And these should be ints. So let us try that again. And now, is there an obvious way let's say def show faces self int let's just say output equals for blank in range 6, for blank in range 6, and now let's say for RC and self dot IRC and self dot face corners in enumerate self dot face corners. Output RC equals string I print. Yep. Okay, try that again. That doesn't seem right. Let me go look at this. Four 44048. That seems right. 812 8808. So that seems right. So, but I'm drawing it wrong somehow. So 44, that should be this guy. 88 should be here. All right. IRC R self dot side length C. Let's try this. Zero 44 goes at 1 1, 0 8 8 goes at 2 1, goes at 2 2. Oh, how about that? Okay, that looks right. So now I don't need to do this anymore. Okay, so now what I need to do is say let me say glue data class glue and let me say from face, which is an int, to face, which is an int, from side, which is an int, to side, no, which is and then do I need to do anything as follows? If I go from up to right, I think that should be okay. And so let me glues equals this is a huge pain in the ass. I hate this problem already. 5 up goes to what does it go to? 2 up? Is that right? Let's just do these in order. Glue 0 up goes to 5 left. Glue 0 down goes to 1 left. Glue 1 left goes to 2 down. Glue 1 down goes to 2 down. Glue. This is a pain in the butt. Yeah, I don't want to work on this right now. All right, I'm gonna take a break. This sucks.